Hello, everybody. This is Casey. We're going to do spiritual talk, but we're going to start out the first hour with archetypes. Okay. Then we're going to log off, come back on. Star's going to do numerology. And then we're going to log off that and come back on and do spiritual talk. Okay. Everybody's questions and answers. So that's how we're going to do it tonight. To break it down, make it easier for you guys to go in and watch things. So I hope everybody's doing okay. Hey, everybody. Is everybody still here? Daisy, you still here? Aisel, you still here? How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Jenna, how are you doing? Virtual hug to you too, Aisel. Jenna, how's the baby doing? How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Daisy, how are you doing? Aisel, how are you doing? Em, how are you doing? Hey, everybody. So we're going to work on archetypes tonight. I did post the link. Your week of sleepovers is ending in the morning. I bet you'll feel a lot better. Okay, so I would like all of you to go in to www.archetypes.com. Make sure it's a capital A or it won't go through. And do the little quiz and then find out what your archetypes are. We're going to go through 3 of them tonight if we have enough time. I bet you're real tired. Yeah. So we're going to talk about, it'll show you. Yeah, it's over here on the bottom. The banner. It's www.archetypes.com. Because I tried it with the little a and it wouldn't go through. And that's the Carolyn Miss site. So everybody go in and do that little quiz and then write down what you are, and we'll go over some of the things tonight, okay? I have I think 10 archetypes from Carolyn Miss, and I think there's 12 archetypes from the Awakening the Heroes Within. But there's an infinite number of archetypes. Yeah, Daisy did hers already. So when everybody comes back from doing their little archetype quiz, we'll start, okay? So Daisy, why don't you go ahead and post what yours are? Post what yours are. You got to look them up, Daisy. But there's usually 4 primary archetypes that run our lives, okay? But we do have more than that. And they can kind of I was told your archetypes cannot change, but when I went in and was reading some of these archetypes, I have definitely changed archetypes. So I think maybe as we learn the lessons, I think maybe they rotate, and yeah. Okay, let me write that down. So I think that things rotate. You know, as we learn things, they rotate. And I don't know what's going on with the camera. Okay, so we Jenna, 47% spiritual, 35% caregiver, 18% explorer. Okay, let me look up daisies real quick. Okay, look at my gallery. Good thing I snapshotted it. Daisy, what am I going to do with you? Gallery. Okay, Daisy. She's 46% taste maker, which is kind of a beauty thing. We looked it up. 31% spiritual. And 23% explorer. Yeah, I'm sure we can change. Yeah. I don't know where mine is now. Oh, 41% creative. I thought that was interesting. 35% intellectual and 24% spiritual. And Daisy says, I thought you'd be higher spiritual, but I got to looking at intellectual just by itself. It talks about always looking for the truth, being an eternal student. I said, wow, that makes sense. Yeah. So creative, appreciates all beautiful things in art and life. The creative act is who you are. Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about the archetypes first. Write them down. Okay. www.archetypes.com. Yeah. Hold on, Casey. Let me look at it. Okay, see where it says get started, who you are? It should say take the quiz right under that. Oh, quiz currently under maintenance? What the hell? But the other girls just took it. Okay, if you click on it when it's, yeah. You should be able to click on it and it'll take you to the quiz. Okay, good. Okay, good. I can type, right? So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to probably do an hour so for archetypes. We'll probably get through 3 archetypes tonight, and then we'll log off here, and then Star's coming in. Star is going to do numerology for an hour or so, and then we're going to log off that and then go in and do spiritual chat. It'll make it easier for you guys to come back in and listen to things. And it'll help build the hours also. Does that make sense? Kind of inconvenient for you guys to have to come back in again, but we thought if we break them down a little bit, it'll make it easier for people. We're waiting for Casey to get done with her quiz. Hey, y'all, Ben. So, hon, go in and take the quiz. www.archetypes.com. Capital A. Okay? Go in and take the quiz for your archetypes. Oh, 48%. Intellectual. 26% creative. 6% visionary. That makes sense. That makes sense, girl. You're such a nerd. So, Alban, go ahead and try that quiz and we'll write you down. Star, where are you? Okay. I'm telling you, this shadow period of Mercury retrograde better pass real quick. So we'll give Alban a minute to do the quiz too. Anybody else on here that hasn't taken the quiz yet? Let me know. Is Star here already? Okay. Why in the heck did it do that? www. Right under where it says get started, click on that take quiz. Oh, Casey got it up. Casey got it up. How are you doing with that job, Em? Yeah. You've been, well, look at how hard you work. Are you working from home, Em, or are you still commuting off and on? There's a lot of stuff going on in the atmosphere, Em. That's everybody's sleepy. I've caught myself sleeping till 11:30 a couple times lately. It's like, what? You work with the hybrid, yeah. Yeah. Felicia, try the quiz, hon. www.archetypes with a capital A.com/quiz. It's, yeah. Casey posted it above. Okay, Felicia. Okay, we got Felicia's. Now we're just. Oh. Are you still hearing from TF, hon? So we're waiting for Alban right now. My dining room's my office. Hey, Jack. Oh, I want to know what your archetype is. Okay, Jack. Okay, Jack. Look up here where I posted archetypes.com/quiz. Could you please go take that quiz and participate with us? We're waiting on Alban right now. Jack's like, oh no, what are you dragging me into now? Okay. What do you want to make a bet? Caregiver comes up high for Jack. Okay. What's my percentage? 41% creative, 35% intellectual, and 24% spiritual. And and Daisy told me, aren't you higher up on spiritual? But then when I got to look at, I just glanced at intellectual. Makes a lot of sense because an intellectual is always searching for answers, always looking for the truth in things. That would run hand in hand with spiritual. But I'm not surprised creative was in there. And I know that I have moved out of caregiver because I used to take care of everybody and was codependent with alcoholics, and that's part of the shadow side. What are your numbers, Alban? Alban and Jack, we're just waiting on now. So, you know how the universe is made up of numbers like numerology and astrology, and we have what is it called? The new thing they just came out where they put them all together. We are parts of a little bit of everything. Okay? You can't hear me? Okay. Can you hear me, Daisy? Somebody tell me if you can hear me. Okay, you can hear? Okay. So archetypes are also part of what we came in. You know how I'm always talking about we come in with lessons to learn. Okay? Archetypes are part of those lessons. Okay? They're the psychic lens through which we view ourselves and our world. Okay? And and then our society comes in also to help create those programs and shape our archetypes and stuff also. You have 4 main archetypes, but but there you have more than 4. Okay, you definitely have more than 4, and I like I said earlier, they were saying your archetypes can't change, but they can shift, they can rotate. Okay, Jack. Okay. Oh, Star did get hers. Okay, Star, 47% spiritual. 33%. It is important, Star. What is it? 20% what? Message me. Message me and tell me what that 20% is. Oh my goodness. So the archetypes help us understand ourselves on a whole different level. Okay. So if you want to know sometimes what your archetype is, look at the way you act. What are your outlets? What are your interests? What, you know? Oh, I'm sorry, Casey. Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense, girl. Oh, we all know that. Oh, see, Jenna nailed it. Yep, yep. Rebel. That makes so much sense. You know, so there's the light side and the shadow side of each one of the 20% queen, yeah, of each of the archetypes also. Okay, so when you work with those archetypes, then you can awaken the hero within. You think it's wrong? Go retake it. See how much difference it is, okay? Girl, there's no questioning that Rebel belongs in there. Okay? So they influence how we express ourselves and our individuality in our life, and they teach us a new language of power. Carolyn Miss kind of calls it in what'd she call it? Let me look. The new internet. The new internet. INNERNET. Okay. So if you can tap into your archetypes, into the positive aspects, this helps you tap into your personal power. Okay. 20%. What's the rest, Alban? 20% visionary. 33% spiritual. What's the other one, Alban? Spiritual and intellectual are about the same, yeah. Yeah, because when I read it, intellectual, it made a lot of sense. Okay. So, for an example, you maybe somebody that needs to have a lot of alone time, that doesn't like to be out around and people and stuff. That would be the hermit archetype. They have a need to be alone in order to regroup themselves. Okay. And then people who love to be out in nature, would be a nature child. It's just an expression of the soul of the natural world. And when you find your archetype, then that are guiding your life, if you step into that energy, then it can shift your whole life. You'll feel like if you already come home. All then, what's the third one, hun? Okay. So usually there's 3 steps. There's a journey. You end something, you start something new, okay? It's a new level, a new treasure, newfound transformative abilities. It requires you to leave behind the illusion of your insignificance. This teaches you that you are significant in a lot of ways, okay? Oh man, what's the third one? She don't want to tell us. Okay? So the journey is you searching for your treasures, finding your significance, okay? How crucial you are, how important you are, okay? It teaches you how to tap into your gifts, talents, and abilities. We have lost to get your cooperation, all bad. Yes. So it helps us get past the illusions of grandeur, the illusion that we do not matter. Okay. Not that we're more important than others, but we have different, like I said, the different gifts, talents, and abilities. Okay. And if we give up, we fail our journeys. There's a profound disrespect for humans right now. Businesses make us think we're human capital. Okay. Advertising plays on our fears and insecurities to make us buy products, to make us think that we're not good enough. We have to buy their products in order to be good enough. Okay. Religion tells us to be good. It makes us feel bad, but they don't tell us how to be good. Okay. They don't help us to see the good within ourselves. Psychologists see themselves as helping us to accommodate what is, not to take a journey and find out what could be. Schools train us in ways of learning, but it's all the same learning, right? And in the economic world, we're treated like we're not human. Okay? What was the P one? It's like we're taught not to respect ourselves, to honor ourselves. My notes, I made notes from 2 books. I have 2 books, Archetypes by Carolyn Myss, and the other one is Awakening the Heroes Within. So the first bunch is notes from, yeah. We need to learn to see our value and respect our souls and our mind. You're not human. We are discouraged from coloring outside the lines, to tapping into our uniqueness. That's what those programs are. 22% what? Oh man. 22% what, hun? $22. I know, hun. It should tell you what they are, though. Okay? That's okay, hun. Just tell us which one it was. 22% of what? And one of the things, we need to let go of the programs. And this is something I've been telling you guys all along. Yeah. Yeah. And we're being taught to measure up to society's standards. Okay. We look to others for validation, for perfection, for who we are, how we need to act. And all these things hold us captive, You are not to be different. Anything, but look at what's happening around the country now. Anything that is different is considered evil. Look at this, drives me nuts. They are condemning the yoga Barbie as the devil. How weird is that? But we need to honor who we are. So we're all meant to be different. We're all meant to learn different things, right? You need to learn to clear out all those programs and know that you have the right body, mind, soul, instincts. And if you look to your archetypes, they can help you with some of that. I know. Anything that's different. Just because somebody had the gift of using herbs for healing did not mean that they were witches. Yeah, we have a Barbie with hearing aids. Now, somebody 100 years ago would have said that hearing aids were witchcraft too. The internet would have been witchcraft. We would have all been condemned with that, Ask questions. Ask questions. Just remember, your archetypes are your inner guides, okay? They're in our energy field within the subconscious, and we learn from it by going within, okay? So spiritual seekers may see them as gods or goddesses. Academics may see them as paradigms or metaphors, or unseen patterns in the mind that control how we see the world. Scientists see them as holograms. Physicists see them as atomic particles. Religion emphasizes one God. People who understand human growth and development, a task less than a gift, teaches us how to live, tapping into the full potential with this. Okay? They dominate our thinking and how we act. You should have said royal. That's funny. A warrior is dominant and sees challenges to overcome. Okay? The caregiver is dominant, sees people in need of help. A sage is dominant because it sees illusions and complexity and looks for truth. Okay? So the first stage is preparation. We are challenged to prove our competence, our courage, our humanity, and our fidelity to high ideals. We leave safety. Number 2, we leave safety to embark on a quest where we find death, suffering, love, and we transform. You got royal. 52% royal, yeah. 52% royal with the. Oh. You took it again and got royal too? I didn't take it again, but I should do that, yeah. Okay. So the third phase is we become the head of our kingdoms. We transform and change into our heroes within. Okay? And when we renew ourselves, we find our sense of integrity and wholeness. And like I said, there's an infinite number of archetypes. You'll relate to some in larger or smaller ways. And I'm pretty sure that it will shift and change. Okay. Because I know that I moved out of caregiver. And I was reading the negatives on caregivers. And I thought, oh my God, I spent the first half of my life doing that. So you'll find your archetypes. Yeah. You'll find your archetypes in your stories, in your patterns, your fears, your talents, trying to take over the world. Peacemaker. Peacemaker. Okay, that makes sense. 22% peacemaker. She's the only one that got peacemaker. So what kind of archetype do you see in people? You know? What kind of archetypes do you see within yourself? I knew creative was going to come up. I knew spiritual was going to come up. But I didn't even think about intellectual, because intellectual is searching for that truth, digging for that truth and stuff. Now, Carolyn Miss says we're signed sacred contracts. Our limits to exist and observe who we are, okay? She says you can't change your archetype, but you can use their influences. But like I said, I feel like they rotate. Okay? I do feel like they rotate. And then you observe other people, you can see what their archetypes are, okay? So she wrote a book on sacred contracts. That also talks about archetypal patterns. I didn't realize that's what that book was about, but I'm going to have to read it, okay? So, and you're going to be drawn to other people with, archetypes that are going to put you through the lessons you need to learn, Let me find. So, you find your patterns. You look at what your unique challenges are, the positive and the negative, okay? You look for there's a life lesson in each archetype. Tastemaker, 20. Tastemaker, okay. Tastemaker. Let me write that in here. Okay. So, yeah. So the first one, okay. The first one is advocate. Okay. How many people do you know that are advocates? I would have thought that would have been something that might have showed up for Casey, because she advocates for everybody, And that life journey is to be a positive, conscious agent for social and environmental change. The challenge is to find a cause that engages your strength and talent rather than your anger or personal agenda. And just because you can't do something doesn't mean you need to stop doing it, okay? Your defining grace is hope. Your inner shadow would be believing that others must appreciate the value of your work, believing that your work has more purpose than what others do. It can be an advocate for social rights, activist, health, soldier, protester. And they work for change, okay? They're dedicated to social, political, and environmental transformation. Yeah. committed to advancing humanitarian causes, speaks out for those who have no voice, fights for human rights and environmental protection. Okay. So with the Advocate, it's something new that popped up in like the 1960s, she said. It wasn't around much before that. You know, it's people that are standing up for other people that can't speak for themselves, okay? Hey, Judy. Somebody give her the link to take the test, hon, please. So it's social, political, and environmental transformation. They go for the social underdogs, individuals or groups that lack the clout to represent their needs through social, political, financial channels. And the Advocate carries change for everybody. They are drawn to social concerns because you were born to make a difference, to improve life for others in some ways. They are a change agent. I'm telling you, to me, that describes Casey to a T. You have a fire in your belly. You have this passion. You know, you could be a lawyer, a social worker, an environmentalist, a philanthropist, community organizer, writer, media professional. They're excellent public speakers, but they're definitely an activist. Okay. They initiate projects like urban gardens, parks, recycling. Okay. They always have an agenda to get things done. It's to foster positive change. Yes, they are movers and shakers. But you know, we all have a little bit of that in us, you know. What else? There may be a hobby advocate where they try to change things through art, you know, to make a difference, to open up communication, to start farmers markets, sponsor anti-bullying measures, lobby schools for healthier lunches. Yeah. To raise money to fund summer school programs. Okay. They make long-term commitments to their what they're passionate about, okay? They strive to save historic buildings. Okay, so the compulsive addict, one of the negative aspects is they're motivated to participate in social causes because they feel a personal emotional need. Sometimes they feel more alive than they ever have when they're helping people. That would kind of also move over into caregiver a little bit, okay? But they can become addicted to their causes. I told you, Casey, I was reading it and I was thinking of you. That's probably your fourth one, hon. You know? So their challenges, they're programmed to identify what needs to be changed in the world. You hone in on what's wrong with society. Oh, well, take it easy then, Judy. You could listen to this later, okay? You work on what needs to be fixed, what could be better, and who is hurting, okay? Your purpose in life is to make society a better, more humane place. So for an advocate, knowing your own strengths and weaknesses and realistically assessing your goals. Hey, DJ, can somebody post the link for her? Okay. So realistically Constantly assessing your goals are the keys to determining where you should and should not invest your time and energy. Okay? You run the risk of feeling frustrated or useless if you do not focus in on what is important to you. Okay? And you know, the world's never going to run out of problems. There's always going to be somebody that needs to come up with solutions. You know? So ask yourself, what can I possibly do? And see where you go, okay? So engaging in some form of social action is inevitable. And the defining grace is hope. They choose the grace of hope, for while all the graces are magnificent, hope is essential. Without the hope, this world wouldn't run. So the inner shadow is you can become negative. They become so passionate and personally involved that they neglect their families, their spouses, and they need to be appreciated. They really need to be appreciated. So sometimes they commit to a cause without anybody else understanding why they committed to a cause. Okay? Some people just think you're being silly, Sometimes they're your issues and nobody else's. So advocates need to remember that you are setting an example for other people when you get involved in your causes, okay? There's always something that can be done. So the advocate shadow is kind of a superiority that says, what I'm doing has so much more purpose than whatever you're doing. So that's coming into the shadow side. Yeah. That's coming into. So sometimes the advocates also have the attitude that they can make people change. They've got to want to change. But they need to come down with the wisdom that if they keep pushing, the more you push, the more resistance that you get, So advocates need to be sharp, clever, patient, wise, and creative to be heard. Whatever their cause is, okay? So are you involved in some kind of social or environment or political action? There's some questions you can ask yourself. Are you caught up in raising money? Do you feel a desire to do something positive in the world and make a contribution? I tell you, we all have a little bit of that. So it says, so the behavior patterns are drawn to social, political, or environmental concerns, a need to make a difference in the world, committed to doing something worthwhile with your life, dedicated to fixing what isn't working in society. You move to take action when you see or hear the mistreatment of people or animals in the environment. You see a problem and you start looking for ways to solve it. I'm telling you, we all have a little bit of this. You're drawn to the plight of a particular group or cause. You work in an activist field like law, social work, healthcare, or community development, or you're considering it as a career. Your response to news or natural disasters or other major crises is to think, how can you help those involved? You speak out for those who have no voice. You are committed to advancing humanitarian causes. So one of the ways to step into your power is think globally, not locally. I kind of disagree with that because I think that if you want to make some change, you need to start locally and then work out. Okay? How many times can you just mobilize your own community and then spread it outwards from there? Okay? So it says network, getting other people involved. Okay? Do your research. Be a NIMBY, not in my backyard person. Yeah, all change is local. That's what I think too. I don't, everything starts within you and it spreads out from there. Okay? Fire in the belly. Be your own advocate. Save the world. So you gain power when you're clear with your motivations. Okay, let me write that down, DJ. She got royal too. That's funny. DJ. 50% visionary. 29% royal. 21% athlete. Cool. Cool. So be clear about your motivation. Okay? Do your research and know what you're passionate about. Okay? Have patience. Change takes time. Okay? Be a team player. Okay? Stay hopeful. Stay hopeful. Know that you can make a difference, even if it's just one step at a time. Okay? So when you lose power, it's being in it for the wrong reasons. Being a missionary, not an advocate. Okay? You have to inspire change, not push change. Watch for being unrealistic, setting the goals too high. Okay? And watch for wanting recognition for everything you're doing. Okay? And don't try to outcompete other people. Did anybody else here get artist creative? Let me see. I'm the only one? Wow. Okay. So the artist creative, they're a performer, they're a storyteller, they're an artist. Okay. They can be an actor. Their unique challenge is to overcome the fear of not being original. It took me a long time to let my art do its own thing because I had to have it a specific way. Yeah, you're 26% creative. Okay, good. Universal lesson: to not diminish or ignore your talent, but instead to develop your unique artistic gifts. Your defining grace is creativity. Your inner shadow is your fear of being ordinary or unacknowledged for your artistic gifts, or resentful that you chose not to develop your inner artist creative. So some of the myths are: I will never be able to support myself if I pursue a career in the arts. Artists are temperamental and eccentric, and lead counterculture lives. And substance abuse is a part of being an artist. Those are all myths, okay? So artists see beauty in everything, Casey, comes alive in front of an audience, plays music or appreciates it, dreams of seeing her name on the bestseller list. Can't wait to find her art form. Commits wholeheartedly to realizing her creative dreams. The challenge, can I develop my talent and express myself, or will fear of failure or humiliation hold me back? Oh, we went through all of that. Okay. So, it can be an artist, a performer, storyteller, creator. You know, there's all spectrums of creative artists. But it's definitely tapping into the beauty and creating beauty. Okay. The visual artist comes from the longest line of symbolic expression. It goes clear back to the Stone Age when they drew pictures on the walls, you know. The performer, their expression is through the theater, music, dance, drama, okay. You see it as a passion, even a calling to share your inner experience of the world through your particular art form. And a performer usually shows up early in life. People can tell. Okay. The unique challenge. Are united in needing to confront the fear of not finding an original form of expression. Of not having a distinctive vision or voice. Boy, I remember going through that too. You know, so what is my unique purpose in this lifetime? The purpose for which I was born. I think our purpose is to share our humanity, to share mankind. Like I posted on the community, you know, what's your life mission? You took the time to sit down and talk to that crying child. Okay? You took the time to help the neighbor. You took the time to give your father's feet a back, your father a back rub. You took the time to take your mother for her chemo treatment. You know, those are our life purposes. Judy, 53% spiritual, 24% caregiver, 23% visionary. Star must have went back to Chance's channel, you know. But strive for originality. Strive for your unique gifts, talents, and abilities. Okay? It helps you define your own identity and your value as a person. The artist sees things in art that nobody else sees. It sees beauty in the world and stuff. Nope, she's there. Unless your mother doesn't listen to you. Well, I know, honey. I know. But see, I'm surprised caregiver wasn't higher up on you. Yeah. Yeah. But an artist sees things that other people don't see. Observe your life. Observe how you take the time to be creative with everything. Lurker, he says. So, creative family is to never dismiss your talent, but to develop your unique artistic gifts. Art is generally considered as risky, if not altogether reckless occupational choice. You know, they say it's not financially rewarding. Hey, Jason, have him take the quiz. As a result, you know, a lot of hobby artists don't show their work. you know? And that's a shame because it's an expression of who they are. So all artists are on the path of uncovering, expressing, and evolving their unique vision. Ask yourself, where's the artist in me? How do I express that part of me that is artistic by nature, you know? The grace is the creativity, is the capacity to see the potential in an idea. The inner shadow, she says, one of the more curious human traits is our disdain for the idea of being ordinary. Okay? We will do anything to avoid being thought of as unexceptional or average. Advertisers use this against us. Yeah, Jason, take this quiz that Casey just posted. Okay? You're not supposed to be original. You're not supposed to be different. You are supposed to look like this and this and this and this. Okay? So if you're worried about being ordinary, that's part of the shadow side. Okay? How many ways are you going to beat yourself up? Okay? You never know when silly wolf tricks happens. Yeah. You know? So how do you quell the fear of being ordinary so it doesn't prevent you from doing your art? Visualize it as a river flowing through you, okay? Providing you with a lot of energy that must be directed, okay? Allow it to flow through you. This is what I've learned. I do not try to be, I was so specific. I had to have everything a certain way all the time. It had to look exactly like the photograph or whatever. It shifted when I started allowing it to flow and allowing the art to create itself. Yeah, conform, comply, consent. Yeah. So if you dam up that creativity, it's going to backfire, you know? So express your creative gifts in some way. Okay? Recognize your own gifts. What else does it say? The lifestyle challenge. Failure. Okay? Will not conform either. An inherent part of the artistic process and a core strength of the artist's creative archetype. Artists are always searching for a more precise or profound or pleasing way to articulate their messages. Making art is trial and error, painting and overpainting until the right image emerges from the ashes of what didn't work. My oldest daughter, was living here with me. I was trying to paint pictures for my grandsons for Christmas. And I just knew that my grandson's totem was a raven. So I kept painting a raven. And then I would say, no, that's not what I want. And I would cover it over. She's screaming, ah, what are you doing? That's perfect. That's awesome. No, that's not what I want. I did that 4 times. I thought she was going to pull her hair out. She was so upset with me. But then I wanted to incorporate. Okay, so that's the Celtic part of us. And there's the Native American part of them. Okay? So what I did is I painted a pipe. Jack was talking about the pipe. Okay? I drew a pipe, and the smoke coming out of the pipe turned into Celtic designs. But the raven was sitting on the pipe. So I was trying to incorporate the Native American. Yeah. I was trying to incorporate the Native American with the Celtic. and the Scottish and stuff, right? And I wrote why I did it on the back, and then it bled through, and I had to go in and repaint some of it again. I was so bad after repainting it 4 times, but he has it on his wall, and he just absolutely loves it. He just says it was just personal. That was his totem, and that was some of his lineage. I wanted to incorporate all that. So again, trial and error, painting and overpainting until the right image emerges from what didn't work before. I just knew what I wanted to do, and it wasn't coming out till the last one, okay? So every artist is always working within some kind of boundaries, but sometimes we need to drop those boundaries and let the imagination take flight. It says, when it comes down to putting them on paper or canvas, you are obliged to work within the discipline of your art form. However inspired the message from your soul, you still have to give it form. Hi, Divine. Okay, if you go up, Casey posted a link for you to take the archetype quiz, hon. So sometimes you just got to allow that creativity to work, And it's, this just caught my eye. Okay, I may be creative, but does that mean I'm an artist? Yeah. So it says, okay, so thank you, Jack. So it says, you see beauty everywhere. The curve of your lover's cheek, the nuance of the shade of green, the sparkle of sunlight on the waves. I'm telling you, sometimes when I look at things and I see the color, I start breaking down the colors to achieve that color in my mind. Oh, that's what college did to me. Oh my gosh. You were drawn to the unusual in art and architecture. You were inspired by color, texture, and shape. If so, the visual artist is alive in you. You come alive in front of an audience. Yeah, problem solving. When you play an instrument, give a speech, tell a joke, dance, sing, act. Those are ways of communication. Okay? You listen to music and your heart soars. Crazy Crystal should be here for that. Okay? You glance at your childhood piano with a pang of guilt. Your iPod is surgically implanted in your head. You vocalize at every opportunity, working at harmonizing it, noodling around it, and you like what you hear. That's your inner magician. You dream of writing a book. You dream of having a bestseller, You write poetry. That's artistic too, When you're ready to make art, not read about it or talk about it, okay? So if you get stuck when you hit a creative block, you might ask, if I do this, if I change direction temporarily, is it going to help me get past my creative blocks? Read a book, take a walk, listen to music, get away from it, bake a cake, brush your dog, talk to a friend. Don't give up, okay? Don't give up. Listen to yourself. Listen to your creative self. Listen to your creative childhood. Browse things. Look at things. What inspires you, okay? If you can, get a creative job. Okay? Where you gain power, you consciously perfecting your singular artistic vision, your original voice. Hey, Kelly. So, 1, 2, 3. If you look 3 up from your post, Kelly, there's a link to take the archetype quiz, hon. Sharpen your artistic eye by experimenting with colors, textures, music, design, okay? Surround yourself with creative people. Trust your creative instincts. Just remember, art is in the eye of the beholder. I couldn't get that out. Use your imagination. Okay? Plug into the artistic culture. Feed your senses, your taste, your touch, your vision, your hearing, your sensing. Feel all those senses, okay? Cultivate your intuition. Okay? Maintain a positive outlook. Creativity thrives on optimism. So you lose power when you compare yourself to other artists, when you're craving public acknowledgement. Okay. Let me write that down. Hold on, Divine. We're not going to get through all this tonight. I'm just going to go through one more archetype after this. 34% giver. 38% creative. And we're talking about creative right now, hon. 33% athlete. Yeah. Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. Yeah. So, cultivate patience when it comes to your art, okay? Watch your mood swings, okay? Get up, walk, yoga, sports, dancing, martial arts can help shift things, okay? Don't wallow in regret. I should have did it like this. I should have did it like that. I could have did it better. Just remember, the art is creating itself. You're creating it from the unconscious, you know? Sometimes you need to step back and look at what the unconscious is showing you. I remember when I was in art therapy group at the Women's Crisis Center, I drew a picture of an open suitcase with a little girl sitting in yoga pose in the middle of that suitcase. And my therapist went into a big old, she goes, wow, you feeling like you're boxed in, you know, like you're stuck, like you want to get the hell out of there. She just went into all kinds of detail. Pay attention to what you're painting. Allow that creativity to come through, okay? And if you, it says, equating success with financial gain. Just because you do not have the financial gain does not mean you are not achieving success, okay? Okay. So I think we got time for one more. There's a bunch of these guys, so we'll be going through them probably the next couple weeks, okay? After this, Star's going to do numerology, so we're going to log back in under numerology. That way it'd be easier for you guys to find things, okay? So the athlete is next. It's physical, tomboy, adventure, outdoors woman, competitor, okay? It's tapping into the power and the stamina of the human body, the physical body. Your challenge is to respect the strengths and limitations of your body, to learn to pay attention to what your body is telling you, okay? Universal lessons to encounter and confront the vulnerability of the body. How many of us don't listen to what our bodies are saying? I try to talk to my body all the time. Like I said, I was standing in the middle of the living room one night and I asked my body, what you need? I heard beats. So I went in and looked up beets. It's exactly what I needed. Beets are like a superfood. You would interpret the suitcase drawing different. I would say what my mom always says, everything I need is already within me. Yeah. So what's your numbers, Kelly? What's your numbers, hon? I have everybody else's. Your defining grace is endurance. Well, you have to have endurance to, like to go to the gym and or work toward being a world Olympic runner. You have to have all these endurance. Physical strength, the inner shadow is physical strength is sufficient to attain all life's goals. How limiting is that? Oh, Crystal. Cool. 47% spiritual. 32% intellectual. 21% caregiver. Callie, are you gonna tell us what your numbers are, hon? And 99% crazy crystal. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, when somebody sees an athlete, they think you're like invincible, and that's not what it is. So the athlete needs to learn to take care of themselves. They enjoy physical activities. They're super competitive, but always play fair. Includes massage and body center therapies in your fitness routine. That's taking care of yourself. Okay, 63%. Spiritual. 25%. Caregiver, 12% creative. We just did creative, hon. Well, Jack went back and did it, and he got a royal. But it's taking the time to recognize that you need to take care of yourself. So, what is? So one of the things that athletes don't like to hear is your body can't take much more of this. Isn't that somebody that's abusing your body? We're on athlete. So Star is asking you guys for your birth numbers. Because after I finish this one, we're going to stop it and restart another one for numerology. So it's easier for you guys to not have to search through everything to find what you're looking for. Does that make sense? She wants everybody's birthday because she's going to start numerology next, okay? So your primary responsibility for the athlete is to your body. You need to know what your physical body's needs are. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why we're breaking them down. So we'll do this now. We'll start a new one for numerology, and then we'll start a new one for spiritual talk. I know it's inconvenient for you guys, but in the long run, it's easier for you guys to look up things. Does that make sense? Okay. So when you look at your physical needs, say your back is out of alignment, make going to the chiropractor, a regular thing. If you need some B vitamins or something, make sure you take your B vitamins and stuff, okay? But it's learning to not only tap into your physical attributes, but it's learning to take care of the body also. So the lesson is to confront the vulnerability of the body to accept the reality of aging and inevitable decline of strength and stamina. You know, the athlete, the younger they are, the more stamina they have. The older you get, you know, things start breaking down and you start getting aches and pains. And I was reading this. It says, in your fourth decade, aches and pains begin to compete with speed and agility. Okay, I'm in my 60s. I do not have aches and pains. So I don't know where they're getting that. Yeah. So but listening to your body. It's tapping into healthy routines, mapping out physical bodies that help your body achieve maximum strength and health, you know. Mental activity and mental activities to stimulate the mind. That's part of your physical too, okay? But it's coming to terms with the mental and emotional aspects of aging, which is harder than the physical changes. I got it, Kelly. I got it, hon. I got it down here. So we're going to be working over this for the next probably 3 weeks, hon. Okay. Because this will be the last one for tonight, and then we'll log out, and then we'll come back on for numerology, okay? So it's tapping into the grace of endurance. You know, it's inspiring yourself to achieve what you think is the impossible, but it is possible, you know? So the inner shadow is the bully. It's the bully, okay? Intimidating other people because they are stronger, they are smarter, they are wittier, they have talents, they have more character. It's the bully, okay? It's triggered by deep-rooted fears of defeat, humiliation, and domination. Okay, and these are what's coming out of the psyche. They like the bully in the schoolyard. They go out and bully you because they're actually afraid of you. Oh, if I don't bully them, they're going to bully me, you know? It's a preemptive strike, taking down any opponents before they attack you. Okay. Well, you can do the quiz later, Jason, and let us know, okay? So anytime we are weak, it makes us nervous. It gets us upset. No, Kelly, don't worry about it. I didn't retake it. Some of the others did, but I didn't. You know, we hate thinking of ourselves as fragile. Okay? So ask yourself, who am I other than an athlete? And now, see, Chicken is going through this. Chicken has been in sports all his life. Okay? And because that's one of the things I said, if you want to keep your boys out of troubles, if you want to keep your boys out of games, keep them in sports. So they did. They put him in all kinds of sports. He was one of the top 10 baseball pitchers in the whole state. He got a full ride scholarship, but it was so far away from home, he panicked and left and lost his scholarship. So he hurt his Achilles heel and needs to have surgery. He didn't want to have the surgery because he didn't want to miss the baseball season. This was 2 years ago. Okay? Did not want to have the surgery because he did not want to miss the season. And he's going through this crisis now. Who am I now that I'm not an athlete anymore? You know? Did you get Kelly's star? So, you know, and Athletes usually they don't have a long, okay, they don't have a long career mostly because they're hard on their bodies. Okay. You have to recognize you're more than what your body can see and do. Okay. But then you've got to depend on your body as an athlete, you know? And you can usually tell when somebody's an athlete or if you are, okay? You exercise regularly. Staying fit is vital. You take great care of your body. You listen to your body and respond to physical signals like pain. Let me get it in case she didn't get it. Kelly. Where's Kelly? Oh. Okay, go ahead and erase it, Kelly. Okay? You hold nutrition sacred and make sure you eat right. You're very competitive, but you play fair. You get your kicks from physically challenging activities. You were a tomboy if you're a woman, okay? And you probably still are. This is my daughter, youngest. Your work involves sports, fitness, or body work. You spend time outdoors running, swimming, climbing, playing sports. You love it, you know? But you need to make sure you take time for massages and body-centered therapies. And you socialize with other athletic people. And then you organize your life around fitness. And that's what Chicken's doing. He's not playing baseball because he's working evenings, but he's working out at the gym all the time. You guys seen a picture of him? That was from the gym. Wait, you're not sure about that math? Just give her your birth date. Okay, she's going to only work on one part of your numerology tonight. Give her your birthday, not your numbers. Because she's going to work her magic through for the next couple weeks or 3 weeks or whatever we need to show you how the numerology works, okay? I got your number. I wrote down your number, Kelly. Yeah, Star got it too, okay? So stay current on everything that's going on. Be inspired by your body, okay? Pace yourself. Cross-train, but look at who am I? If I cannot work toward being an athlete anymore, who am I? Okay? Who am I? So when you gain power, you stick to a routine, or encourage others. You be an example. You be a mentor. You expand your mind also. You educate yourself. When you lose power, you push your body beyond what it to the point of doing it harm, okay? And just identifying yourself only as an athlete. Believing that exercise is preventive medicine. A lot of times exercise can be damaging medicine the way they teach it. Being a bad sport is also a negative aspect of it. But, you know, athletes, it's your time to shine, you know? Time to shine. Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up there and we'll go on and work on the numerology. We will start with caregiver next Friday. Okay, a lot of you are caregivers. And I'll get my notes a little better done because I was missing my notebook with all my notes. So there are like 12, there's 12 archetypes in Awakening the Hero Within, and there's 10 in Archetypes. Okay. So under archetypes for Carolyn Miss, we have the advocate, the artist, the athlete, the caregiver, the fashionista. I told Daisy, that's you. The intellectual, the queen, the rebel, the spiritual seeker, the visionary. Okay. And under the heroes within, I couldn't find a place to do the test on there. But that one has the innocent, the orphan, the warrior, the caregiver. That's crossing over. The seeker, the destroyer, the lover, the creator, the ruler, the magician, the sage, and the fool. So I've got to go through the book some more and see if I can find I wonder if there's anything in the back. If there's a website to go in and find that also. Maybe I'll look at her website. Yeah. So I'll go in and look. So those are what we're going to go over. And I'm going to try. Next week, we'll probably have time to go through 4 of them. Okay. We'll break it down over weeks so we can do that. Okay, there's scoring directions. There's questions to ask. Okay. Form E. What's this one for? So there's a different quiz, it looks like, for different archetypes. I'll have to look at that. So, yeah, we're going to start a new live stream, and then we're going to start numerology. And that'll be Star's platform tonight. Yeah, she's broke it all down. It's easier for you guys, instead of scrolling forward to listening things, okay, for one thing, if we break it down into different categories, okay? Does that make sense? Plus, it helps the hours. We're trying to get the hours up. They're not giving us all the hours for watch time because the videos are too long. Star figured that out. I don't think she needs your time of birth, Jack. I think she just needs your birth date. Not yet, she says. Okay, so there's a quiz in the back if you guys want to do that real quick while she's doing that. Of this book. So grab a pencil and paper. Well, there's this one. What are all these forms it's talking about? How do you do this? Entering the mystical. Okay, so let me see. That's okay, Kelly. We're just waiting for Star to get all the information. Carol here. Let me see if she's got something on here. I was going to do that today, but I had lots of emergency phone calls. Browse the archetypes. Is there a quiz? Oh, there's a Pearson Marr archetype indicator. Oh, that's $25. Never mind. That's not fair. Really? You're going to put out a book and then you're going to refer it to somebody for $25 for the test. So I can tell you, okay, while she's doing that, let me read what it says about the archetypes. The caregiver, supporter, advisor, advocate, nurturer, service provider, altruistic. What else did we have? Okay, they're different. The creator, gives expression to visions, thoughts, ideas, generates ideas for new approaches. Inventor devises objects or ideas that perform new functions, makes new forms, objects, processes, structures, envisions ideas, and sees the world through an imaginative lens. The other one close to what I just creator sage. Magician, the ruler. I would think the ruler would be royalty. Leader takes charge of people and situations, takes responsibility for the good of others, uses power, influence to get things done, directs complex systems, processes, structures, and/or creates order, sets standards for others to follow, finds common ground among individuals and their groups. Four minutes behind. Okay, let me see. Where is it? I know there's something on here. You know, Jack, we're still getting snow in the mountains. It's been cold as shit here. Oh, it's been cold. Where did it go? Oh, so we have, we'll see what Carolyn Miss says. Intellectual. Okay, spiritual. A lot of people had spiritual. There's superpowers, humility, archetype family, spiritual. Other expressions are mystic, healer, seeker. The life journey is to discover the meaning and purpose of life. The unique challenge is to create a life that balances my spiritual, emotional, and physical needs. Lesson to learn to be truthful with myself about who I am and what I believe, to recognize when I'm resisting change in order to remain comfortable. The defining grace is humility. Challenge yourself. I will tap into and trust my intuition and be conscious of where I position matters of the spirit amongst other interests. And we did caregiver. Now this is intellectual. This is why I wasn't concerned, because it was over spiritual. It says their superpower is wisdom. Their family is thinking. Their professional, student, scholar, judge, to pursue knowledge for the sake of discovering truth in all areas of life. So kind of goes along with spiritual. To recognize when I've locked myself into the lines of thinking based on my education or experience, to remain open to new ideas. The lesson to learn to listen to my gut and to discern the differences between reason and truth. How much is that different from spirituality, okay? Challenge to self, I will avoid paralysis by analysis. Let's see. Caregiver, superpowers, compassion, caring. They're a nurturer, mother, lover, sister, teacher, rescuer, homemaker, heroine, best friend, companion. Cares for others in ways they are unable to care for themselves. Fear of their biggest challenges, fear of thought of being selfish. But you know what? You need to switch that is to care of taking care of yourself also. Learning to help when it's really needed. How many times have we stepped in to help somebody and all they wanted was somebody to listen to, and then that created resentment? Challenge, how can I dedicate myself more time for myself so I have more stamina to care for others? Can I give myself the freedom to explore what truly makes me happy? So we did, okay, spirited, spiritual, or spiritual. There it is. Yeah, we read that one. Let's see who else. We did athlete. Okay, giver. Where's giver? It's not on here. Must be caregiver. Okay, we already read that. Visionary. This is just a quick one, guys. Visionary, superpowers, courage, entrepreneur, innovator, pioneer, guide, dreamer, to bring the future into the present and sense the changing impulses of society. Challenge to remain committed to the new vision in order to bring it to fruition. Lesson to learn to believe in my vision, however good or small, and my creative potential to change lives. You need courage. Okay. To challenge to remain committed to a new version in order to bring it. Yeah, I already did that. Courage, challenge to self. I will envision new possibilities for humanity and recognize when an idea is worth rearranging my life for. Felicia has advocate. We did that. Okay. Star, spiritual, rebel. Rebel. This is definitely justice. Rebel. Maverick, feminist, sex goddess. Life journey, break barriers that restrict the human spirit. That sounds like star. Unique challenge, discover a creative, dynamic, and productive way to make your voice heard. Lesson to learn, avoid engaging in power struggles as a way of expressing authority. Know the difference between rebellious actions and rebellious decisions. Challenge to self, understand what the rebel in me is controlling my emotions. Tastemaker, influence, fashion, host, stylist, goddess, diva. To become comfortable in my own skin, to derive power from self-esteem rather than the clothes I wear. To cultivate my individuality, to form a stylistic point of view that reflects my whole being. Lesson to learn, to recognize when I'm being judged superficially. Defining grace, exuberance. Challenge, I will create an authentic life that reflects my individuality and empowers me as a person. I don't see where Daisy got. Oh, yeah, that was Tastemaker. Yeah. What else did I miss? Explorer. Curiosity, discovery, adventurer, trailblazer, traveler. That was Daisy. Yep, sounds like Daisy. To follow paths that are self-discovered, inspire others to explore uncharted territories. Challenge to be unafraid to commit to settling in one place with one person and one style of life, to recognize that exploration can be emotional as well as physical. The lesson to learn: to take the initiative while coordinating with others to break barriers and accomplish great things. Challenge: I will climb every mountain and feel every moment. I think I got everybody. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, sex got. Yeah. What is that YouTube for, Jack? I claimed Rebel, yeah. So that's basically where we're at for now. Okay, Star, have you got everything you need, hun? We graded ourselves, and I think we could be seen differently from others. Yeah. I think the only one I didn't read was Royal. But let me read that real quick. Royal. Power, Royal. Oh, yeah, I did read it. Yeah. Executive CEO, leader. Oh, no, I didn't. Heiress. To learn to use power wisely, productivity, and responsibly. Challenge to ID the causes in which to invest my power and influence. Lesson to learn to differentiate between authentic and illusionary power. Defining grace, generosity. Challenge: I will share power in a close relationship and commit to cooperation and compromise. Yeah. I'm going to go in and take the test again and see what it comes up with. Okay, so we'll go ahead. You got everything, Star? Okay, you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this one down, and I'm going to start up another one right away, okay? So everybody that wasn't here and was watching it, we're trying to make it easier for everybody and fix the numbers, okay? So everybody, you have a good one. Namaste, and I'll see you on the other side. I know, Jack. I know. See you on the other side.